What up, world? It's your boy Trees Trim signing on, screaming, go get the money. And as you know, with the Hot Seat Podcast, we're always putting a spotlight on small business owners, entrepreneurs, black-owned businesses, athletes, musicians, artists in our community. Today, we have the pleasure of checking out Ron'devu Cigar Lounge. It's the brand new lounge right here in Menifee, California, owned by an ex-arena football player. Come check out the vibe. It's Thursday night football. Let's get it. What up, world? It's your boy Trees Trump signing on, screaming, go get the money. Welcome back to another episode of the Hot Seat Podcast. Of course, I'm your host, and today I'm in the building with Ronnie Simpson, owner and founder of the Ron'devu Cigar Lounge, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
First of all, thank you for having us here, man.
Appreciate
We're
you.
showing y'all the whole process. Right now, we're inside of the cigar room. This is where you pick what you want to smoke for the night. And then we're gonna sit down and have some conversations, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us, man. Let's figure out what we're gonna smoke.
You know, I got something already picked out for us. I laid it out on the table. We're gonna smoke the year of the rat.
Ooh,
You know,
the year of the rat. I heard of the year of the tiger. I hear all these different years. So we going crazy today.
Yeah.
Stay
Yes, sir.
tuned. Yee! What up, man? We back. Figured out what cigars we smoking, man. And today we are gonna be having the year of the rat.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm looking at this thing and it looks pretty exclusive. You want
Nice.
to tell us a little bit about it?
So the year of the rat. So you're gonna start off with a little cocoa powder, a little cedar, a little pepper
Okay.
on the throat a little bit. You know, more of a medium to full body.
Okay.
Clean smoke. Yeah. Especially
And
it's gonna pair really well with your cup.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's perfect, man. All right, so we're gonna get these set up real quick. But as we do that, the first question I usually ask on this podcast is, who are you, man? So give us a little bit about who you are and your background.
Okay.
Outside of being the owner of Ron'devu Cigar Lounge, just let us know a little bit about yourself.
Got you. All right. You know, Ronnie Simpson, born and raised in the CBT, you know, Compton, California.
Okay.
Went to Centennial High School, graduated in 2000. Went off and played junior college football at Compton College for a year. Scholarship, went to Division II school in New Mexico Highlands University.
Okay.
Finished there in 2009. You know, continued my football career. Played a little arena football for 4 years.
Okay.
Ended up getting an injury in the shoulder. Had a wife and kids at the time, so I had to make a decision. You know, either continue to push plan, or you know, man up, get a job. You know, all the arena was paying some bills, but not a lot. So,
Right.
You know,
Right. So is that what motivated your decision to invest in this company and this business?
So believe it or not, my rookie year in 2009, playing with some older cats, and you know, after games, you know, we used to go to one of the players' house and, you know, sit in the living room and they used to spark up cigars. Mm-hmm. You know, I just watched these, you know, these little leaves, rolled up leaves, just mellow these grown men out. So one of the days I was like, you know what, hey, you know, let me try one.
Yeah.
And lit up my first cigar, which was a Rocky Patel Edge.
Okay.
And then, after that, it's just been a hobby for, 12 years now. So came into some stuff. Me and the wife decided to, venture out and, put the money we had saved up and open up a lounge.
Okay, so post football. I gotta ask, because a lot of people, everything that you said about who are, to the question, who are you, pertain to, a lot was about football, and then it transitioned to family, which, comes about. And you explained to me how you developed the interest and passion for it. And then what made you think, like, I'm going to get my own cigar lounge? And how'd you come up with the name and all that stuff? Like you making it too quick of a transition. You didn't just come right out of football and just try a cigar and say, you know what, I'm going to get a lounge. So, like, what made you say, I enjoy cigars so much that I want a lounge? Or what was that vision that you had for this place being?
So, believe it or not, it wasn't necessarily about the cigars. It was about the lounge atmosphere paired with cigars.
Okay.
What it brings, and it brings this
camaraderie.
Absolutely, and
right.
It's a lot of it's a lot of information out there and knowledge, in our community that
Absolutely.
We don't really tap into because nobody is educated enough. So, the lounge came about when, one day I was sitting there thinking, like, how do I educate these young brothers to want to do something positive in life without, putting them in an environment where it's chaos. So having a lounge, it's a really laid back, cool atmosphere where you can come in, chop it up, and, you can, just have that positive attitude and mindset and just be able to, talk to a brother about, just positive things.
Wow.
And then pairing that with the cigar, it makes it a really cool, mellow conversation. It flows really well.
That's crazy. That was I didn't expect that answer right there. And it kind of opened me up because I won't lie. A lot of the times I come in here, I'm coming in with my pops and his homies, you know what I'm saying? And they're an older crowd. They're 64, 65, whatever it is. And me being a younger guy, not super young, but I do get that feel where I could chop it up with some OGs. I could get some knowledge and some information. And it's not a rowdy spot. It's a cool, calm, collect situation. So being exposed to that does make sense, man. So that's cool that you did that, because the generation definitely needs it. So what was that? That was the cedar. Tell us about the thing you were telling me about the cedar sticks, man.
So, real, correct way to light a cigar, use a cedar stick or matches.
Okay.
You see a lot of, people taking a torch to a cigar. You don't really want to take a torch to it because you could burn the leaf, burn inside where it burns unevenly. So, real elegant way to do it is with the match or a cedar match.
And you said the cedar match still pairs with the flavors that the cigar was actually made with as well.
Absolutely, and that's where you get some of the cedar notes out of a cigar.
Okay.
So I lit mine. I need you to light yours.
Yeah, I'm trying to get with you. I was like, man,
sure
usually when I'm here, man, he do all of this, but I guess I got to figure it out today. Yeah.
There you go.
Not too hard.
Yep.
Throw all that in there, Then I need one of them cedar matches. So, if somebody's walking in the cigar spot for the first time, and they ask you to recommend them.
So you want to...
No? Yeah?
There you go.
Am I doing it right?
Some more. There you go. You lit.
Tell me I don't know what I'm doing. But I've been here 4 times. Boy, I'm getting better and better, man. I just cut my own cigar. I don't even normally do that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, back to what I was saying, though. Somebody walks in here for the first time, and they want to know the proper etiquette of how to carry themselves in a cigar shop, and they also want to know, like, they never smoked a cigar. What is that cigar that you're gonna recommend to them?
So it's all, each cigar is different. Everybody palate is different. So if somebody's never smoked a cigar, I've learned from my mentor, just kind of say, hey, what's your favorite food? You like steak, you like a medium well done. That way you kind of get their flavor profile of their palate and just kind of pair it like that. Or if they drink wine, whiskey, bourbon, something like that. So depending on what they drink, I can kind of, steer them in a direction of what I think they would like. But still, all in all, my palate is different than yours.
Of course.
So just because I may like something and it sits well on my palate, you may not like it.
Right.
So that's just starting off that conversation like that.
So in a sense, it's kind of like a bartender. Like if somebody walked in, they never drank before, and they're like, oh, what should I drink? You got to know kind of, a person's palate and what they're into to be able to recommend a cigar.
Absolutely. It's almost like wine tasting.
Right, right.
And then also too, you go to a winery, they pair cheese, meat, stuff like that. So it's something similar.
Dope. That makes a lot of sense. Recently I came to one of your events, man. Let's talk a little bit about that, some of the people you had here, and how often you try to do those type of events.
So shout out to my boy Tony from Casa de Cinos. I met him at the PCA in Vegas a couple of months ago, which is a big cigar convention that they do once a year.
Okay.
And you have a lot of distributors and wholesalers or retailers like myself that go, and that's where you open up all the big accounts.
Okay.
And I was introduced to Tony and from my mentor Greg. Shout out to Greg from Hollywood Smoke. He introduced me to Tony. We hit it off, and I'm more of a medium to full kind of guy when it comes to cigars. And first thing he's like, oh, I got a full body right here. I'm like, man, I don't like all that pepper. He's like, well, no, it's not full of pepper, it's just full of flavor. So I'm like, well, cool. So lit up a cigar, and then we just chopped it up, and he told me he wanted to be my first event when I opened up the lounge. So he held his end of the bargain, so do I. So he came out, and shout out to my girls from
Sisters in Smoke, right? Yeah, shout out to them too, man.
Sisters of the Leaf, they was here. They showed up in support, and I appreciate that. But the event was cool. Tony came in, did his things.
I thought it was a nice event.
Yeah, and the cigar is amazing.
It was.
It's an amazing cigar.
One thing that he told me, he schooled me on it. One of the things that's cool about it is where it comes out of the Dominican Republic, right? Mm-hmm. And then he was also saying a lot of cigars are a 3-leaf, and his is a 6-leaf,
absolutely,
which creates even more flavor as well.
Yes.
So yeah, I thought that was dope. I had a couple of his cigars. I think the last time I came back, I smoked one again. So that was good. But this right here, though,
oh yeah,
this is nice.
It's smooth.
It's really smooth.
It's smooth. Yeah.
I appreciate this. So when you talk about full body or half or whatever, what would you consider? What is this?
This is a full body cigar.
Full body cigar.
Yep. But once again, you get a little bit of the pepper, but it's not so much of that black pepper that just kind of sit at the back of your throat.
Yeah, make you say, ah.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So, being that you are an athlete, man, was it hard for you to get away from that part of your identity and transition into this space? Or was this something that was an easy thing for you? Because I know a lot of athletes, they play ball, whatever they do, and then when that's all said and done, sometimes it's a hard transition for them. Other times it's like something that they know exactly which direction they want to go. So, for other athletes out there, like, give them your perspective on how that was making that transition. Any advice you could give them, as far as maybe saying, hey, start working on that pivot early, or whatever the case may be. What would be your words?
The statistics of, anybody making it to that next level, which we're talking about the NFL, it's a long shot,
Really?
And then also too, the people who do make it, average career span in the NFL, maybe 6 years, 7 years.
That's what it stands for, right?
Yeah,
not for long, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, at some point you have to kind of start to transition yourself out of that mindset of, you know, this is what I'm gonna do, NFL player, I'm gonna retire, and start thinking about, hey, you know, injury, you know, family situation, something come up, and you have to kind of get out that mindset of, you know, this fast money.
Right.
NFL is fast money,
Right.
big contracts,
It
and
is.
you know, so it's just, you know, advice I would give is just, you know, have a backup plan. You gotta have a backup plan, and education. You know, some of these guys are getting drafted, you know, not finishing a degree. That's huge. That's important.
Okay.
A lot of these companies is looking at, you know, people who have that degree. So, you know, always go back. You know, it's never too late to finish school, get that degree, because that paper gonna come in handy one day.
So, hustle, grind, execution, man. What do those words mean to you?
It means a lot. You have a start, a middle, and end. And, you know, everybody got to have a hustle. You got to have something that, you know, you got in your mind as a goal, a vision. You know, you put it on paper, whatever you want to do, that's your hustle. And then, you know, you got to grind. You know, opening up this lounge. You know, I still have a day job. I've been with my company for 13 and a half years, and, you know.
Everybody needs to hear that too.
Oh yeah, I still have a day job.
That there is nothing wrong with that, because man, it takes money to fund your vision and your dream. Nobody's doing it for you, so you know, he is the owner of the Ron'devu Lounge, but he still works another job, which that's respectable. That's what the grind is all about.
Yep.
Yeah, I respect that, man.
Yep. So the hustle is you know, this vision of this lounge. That was the hustle. And the grind, you know, was me coming in and, you know, piece by piece putting this thing together. Me and my boy, my wife. Shout out to my wife, you know, Courtney. You know.
Big shout out, Courtney. Big salute.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You only as good as the, you know what I mean? So I know that's a big part, man. So that's,
you know,
salute.
Going to work in the morning, getting off work, coming here, you know, painting, putting chairs together, building out the humidor. You know, getting home at, you know, 1 o'clock in the morning, going to sleep for a couple hours, waking back up to go, you know, do my real job and come back, and, you know, that's the grind.
That is the grind.
And then, you know, execution is this. You know, it's a lovely lounge, and, you know, to open up, my doors Monday through Friday at 3, to actually have people come in, buy a cigar, you know, ring them up, sit down, just to watch it all, you know, come to life. You know?
That vision you were talking about.
Absolutely. So, you know, I just feel like those are the 3 phases that, you know, is a key to success.
Absolutely. Y'all heard it here, man. Hustle, grind, execute, man. Figure out the plan, grind it out, and then, you know, execute, man. That's what it's about. That's definitely what it's about. Now, when you started this, I know you just started this. Let's go back to that, people. Let's make it very clear. This man's been open for less than a month, right?
Absolutely.
You've been open for less than a month. So, in that month, you've been able to, like you said, you had the vision. You're doing the grinding now, and now it's fully open and you're executing this, right? What is your full vision for the Ron'devu Lounge? Is this going to be something that pop up in cities to cities? Is this something that you want to expand? What are we doing with this thing, man?
That's a good question. You know, the vision right now is just to kind of, you know, keep this up and running, and, you know, making sure I'm getting out of it, you know, what I put in it. You know, I do have plans to open up a jazz lounge. Which I think will complement the cigar lounge, you know, great. But eventually, in a couple of years, I do want to open up another lounge somewhere out of state. Just, you know, little insider of the cigar world. You know, the tobacco sales in California is ridiculous. So to branch
hard
off,
to make it with that.
Absolutely. But I mean, you know, since we've been open, I mean, you've been in here a few times, and you know, you've seen the support not only from the city, but, you know, the community.
I'm constantly
huge.
promoting this place, and I think people probably think I'm weird because I'm always asking. Every time I see a brother, I'm like, "You smoke cigars?" And he looking at me like, "What?" They think I own the cigar lounge. I'm passing out cards like I work here. But that's what we got to do to keep these businesses going. People always complain about not having a black-owned business in their community, or we don't have this or we don't have that. But then when it comes, we don't support it genuinely. So that's what we have to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they say, you know, if you build it, they will come. And you know, shout out to my African American people. You know, one of the things that, you know, I was always told, you know, going through this process is, you know, it's going to be our people, the one that, you know, kind of bring us down, asking for
not
discounts.
over here. Nope.
Not one time have I, you know, been approached and, you know, hey, can I get a discount? Can I get this for free? You know,
even my hat. I bought this. You know what I'm saying? I bought my hat. You know what I mean? You got to buy your stuff. Ain't no discounts and free, man, because that's how a business is ruined, really. You know, you trying to hook everybody up. But one thing, yeah, like 'cause my dad, he's like, every time I go, I buy 3 cigars. And it's just about supporting somebody's vision. When they see you here and they see how passionate you are about making this work, then it's something that we got to all rally around, you know what I mean? So that's big. That's big. So the jazz bar, man, the jazz bar sounds fire. I like that concept.
Man, the vision now for that thing is crazy.
Yeah, man. So that will be ultimately, for this location, what you would want to be, what you want. But let me ask you this question, man. You from Compton, right? You say you went to Centennial High School, all of that, right? I know those names, right? Yeah. So how did you end up in Menifee? How did you decide that this was the space to open up your cigar lounge?
So once I finished playing arena football, you know, me and my wife, we both from Compton. We both from Centennial. She graduated from Cal State Northridge, got her bachelor's and her master's, then went back and got another master's.
Big salute, man.
Absolutely.
That's big, man. We need to hear that.
Yep. You know, so
we need to hear that.
So we, you know, came back and, you know, we moved in with her mom and wanted to save us some money to buy a house, and, you know, we were actually looking in Corona.
Okay.
Just kind of being from LA, you know, nice houses in Corona. So we looking at Corona, you know, went to look at some houses and prices was going up, you know, couldn't afford it at that time. So we was like, you know, let's look in Lake Elsinore. So we found a couple of houses in Lake Elsinore, and then Menifee popped up. And the crazy story about Menifee, it used to be called Sun City. So I told my wife, like, what the hell is Menifee? And so we drove over here, and I was like, damn, I remember, you know, my grandparents owned a house along with my wife. Her dad owned the house in Paris, California. So
right up the way.
Yeah, right up the way. So, you know, when I was younger, we used to come out here, get on our dirt bikes, and Menifee was all dirt. So, you know, I remember riding my dirt bike up and down here. So long story short, found this house in Menifee. You know, wife fell in love with it. You know, that's how we ended up in Menifee.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it wasn't nothing. We just like, oh, let's go move to Menifee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never heard of Menifee either. Yeah. I like when I came up here, it was Temecula.
Right.
And then Marietta, I think Marietta and Temecula are kind of at the same time, but they used to ride horses through here and everything. Yep. So the dirt bikes don't sound strange.
Shit, even to this day when people are, oh, where you live? Lake Elsinore. The moment I say Menifee, I'm like, where the hell is that? So, you know, it's
a lot of people from Compton be moving to Victorville too, huh?
Yep. Yeah. Or Lancaster.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I've been getting all in my man's business, man, trying to figure out this whole vision, man, and I think it's pretty clear, man. What you got going right now is very special. Like I said, I've been here several times. I was adamant about sitting down and really being able to talk to you about this, man. So I appreciate you giving me that time. And right now we're gonna roll into a cooler segment, which we call rapid fire, man. So I'm gonna give you 2 different options, and you just, you know, tell me which one you prefer, you know? If you want to give some explanations, you can. If not, either or. You feel me?
All right.
All right, so the first one's going to be NFL or college football?
NFL.
NFL. Can I ask why? Because a lot of people say college. Why is it NFL?
It's just to have just the talent level.
Okay.
You know, college, you have your powerhouses. And, you know, NFL, everybody's a powerhouse. It doesn't matter if a team go 0-16, they got some dudes on that team which is bad. So,
Right.
you know, I choose the NFL.
Okay. Dope. Pizza or tacos?
Ooh,
Just say it.
what's on the pizza?
Whatever you want. It's your pizza.
Gotta go with tacos.
Okay. I like that answer. Biggie or Pac?
Ooh, Tupac.
Gotta go with Pac. I figured you from Compton. So, Chicago or Washington in this Thursday night football game?
Chicago.
Chicago?
Yeah, although I'm a Packer fan, I gotta go with the Bears.
Okay. And TV or podcast?
You know what? True story. I know it's supposed to be rapid fire, but I gotta say.
No.
So,
Yeah, the better.
You know, I work in San Diego. You know, it's like an hour drive, and last year I actually started listening to podcasts on my way to work, just because I was tired of like the radio and stuff like that, and it's some nice podcast stations out there with some real nice content that is legit. So I'm gonna go with podcasts.
Good answer, man. Speaking of which, we are streaming on all major platforms. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, Stitcher, all that good stuff, man. So even if you can't sit down and watch an episode, do like this, man, and listen to an episode on the way to work, on the way home, or whenever you have time, man. So before we get out of here, man, I got to make sure our viewers, because I'm sharing this platform with you, just like you sharing this beautiful location with us, man, let's make sure that they got all your apps, man, your business. How could they follow you? How could they tap in to the website? How could they get some of this fly merch? All that good stuff, man. Let them know.
All right, we got Instagram at Ron'devu Cigar Lounge. That's the IG. Website is www.cigarlounge.com. Hit us up, Facebook, Instagram. Hell, we actually went on Twitter, actually.
Okay, you gotta be on Twitter.
Gotta be on Twitter.
You gotta be on Twitter.
Yep.
What? And give them the hours of operation, man. Any events you got coming up?
So, we open Monday through Friday, 3 to 10. Weekends, 10 to 10. Gotta be here for football Sunday. The next event I got going on is first week of November, with Garl Cigars. Shout out to my boy Ron, owner of the Refuge Cigar Lounge in Redlands. He actually the rep for Garl Cigars, so he's gonna be here November 6th, and we're gonna make it happen.
November 6th, that's my pop's birthday, so we gonna be in this thing.
I got something for pops. Then we're gonna
be in this thing. Yes, sir. So every episode has a sponsor. Today's episode was sponsored by none other but the Ron'devu Lounge. We already gave you all the ats, all the info. So if you need any merch, of course.
Absolutely.
Fine cigars or a cool vibe, man, make sure you stop by the Ron'devu Lounge, man. Check. And every episode, we got to shout out 3 of our latest followers, man. So shout out to Jimmy Towers. Big salute to you. Hosea Daniels. And the last one, they always give me one that I barely can pronounce. It's called Bug Smiggy. Shout out to Bug Smiggy. David Moore. And what's your wife's name? Courtney. For following the page, man. And I got something for you. Checkmate. With that being said, the quote of the day is, knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. I hope that sounded good.
Yeah.
I think it sounded pretty good, man.
You got
knowing yourself.
Got to.
Yeah.
Be in tune with yourself.
That's why we start every episode with, who are you? Because if you don't know there, it's going to be a long conversation. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So again, man, we at the Ron'devu Lounge. My man, Ronnie Simpson, none other but the owner, founder of Ron'devu Cigar Lounge. If you're in Menifee, California, or any of the surrounding areas, make sure you pull up and check them out, man. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.
Yee.
Go right through, with the eyelashes, like, wah, 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 wah.
He said with the eyelashes.
Wah, 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 wah.
I don't think her bike's that loud, but okay. he just got new pipes on his bike like I got.
Yeah?
Yeah, we both got
Y'all
some new.
y'all
We
making
got
some
new
noise out
pipes.
there in the streets?
Nah, we older, so they're not. I mean, I spent almost $2,000 on my stereo. On the
Oh,
bike, so
okay,
my
yeah.
wife said, "You work hard. I want to hear it.
Right,
I
right.
want to be like if we riding in Canada or something, or riding wherever."
That
She said,
music
"I
is
want
playing.
to hear it." So I got it crispy. It's lovely.
Yeah.
We had a bro once. We was in Washington. He was next to me. I'm playing the Commodores, and he just riding next to me. We going 80 miles an hour, and he could hear it crystal clear. Just listen, he's like, dude,
I can hear
need
your
that.
music the whole
I
time.
need that because
Yeah.
it ain't crazy. But one of our bros just bought a brand new bike, and it came with a woofer from Harley, 10-inch woofer in the back. I was like,
Yo, man, so I'm sitting down with my man right here getting a little history about cigars, man. He was putting me on some knowledge that I had to share with y'all. So tell us, where does the band come from on the cigars, man?
there's a lot of different people say different ways. Some folks say Queen of England back in the 1800s because she smoked cigars, and with her white gloves, she didn't want to get the gloves stained or the smell on the cigars. So she had them put bands on the cigars. A lot of folks say when the cigars came from Cuba, they wanted to make sure that they label their cigars so that you knew it was coming from Cuba. And then a lot of folks, since they're so decorative, folks collect these labels now, and they want you to know what you smoking. And a lot of folks,
It's a reference point.
yeah, we take them home. We'd be like, hey, that was a good stick, so
Right,
I'm gonna take
right.
this home. And then during the Industrial Revolution too, it was popular to have bands on the cigars because stain in them too. The business folks didn't want cigar stains on their fingers.
Okay.
So that's the band. There's a bunch of different variations. You're gonna hear it just like somebody say Nike or Adidas.
Right,
Everybody gonna
right.
go this, that, and the other. But those are some of the reasons I heard why they came, and I'm like, okay, they do make sense. And so, somebody would be like, my great grandmama came up with this too. So, but
There's
those
always
are some
gonna
of
be
the
a
reasons.
theory
Yeah,
out there,
but
but
those are the.
yeah.
But now these bands, you go to some shops and there's a bunch of the bands in there of people peeling off the labels because a good stick, you smoke that sucker down to there,
Yeah.
without the stick in the middle.
Yeah, we're not doing that. I learned
Yeah,
that today.
but that's the good thing about Ron. He educates you on the
Absolutely.
cigars, and so like we educate the brothers is like don't be shaking the ash off and let that ash sit there as an insulator, so that tobacco will burn evenly and smoothly and you
Okay.
taste it because you don't want to spend hard-earned money on a cigar and you flicking it like a cigarette and then the oxygen gets to it and burns too fast.
Okay.
That's
You
all.
want to be able to enjoy
Yeah,
that cigar.
so it's like you come here for some education, some fun, good time, good people.
Absolutely, man. Again, we signing off at the Ron'devu Lounge, man. You get knowledge, man. You get a good vibe, a cool experience, and of course, some fine cigars, man. What you smoking on tonight?
I got from his buddy shop, Garo, right?
Garo.
Garo.
Fire.
They get about probably 8 different flavors in there.
Okay.
I was gonna say strains.
Yeah. You know how that
But
goes.
yeah.
There's way more than 8 strains out there, huh?
Yeah.
Even COVID. They got more than 8 strains of COVID out now.